The second law of thermodynamics, the Carnot principle of the second law of thermodynamics puts limits on operation of cycle devices as expressed by Kelvin, Planck and Clausius statement. A heat engine cannot operate by exchanging heat with a single reservoir, and a refrigerator cannot operate without a net energy input from an external source. We can draw valuable conclusions from these statements. Two conclusions pertain to thermal efficiency of reservoir, reversible and irreversible heat engines, and they are known as Carnot principles. The Carnot principles are mentioned in figure here. So one process which is irreversible, two processes irreversible, three processes irreversible, and according to these three processes, their respective thermal efficiency, efficiency thermal 1, efficiency thermal 2, efficiency thermal 3. Efficiency of thermal 1 is means irreversible efficiency is always less than reversible efficiency, while if both the 2 and 3 are reversible, their efficiency must be equal. The efficiency of an irreversible heat engine is always less than the efficiency of reversible one operating between the same temperature limits. The efficiencies of all the reversible heat engine operating between the same two reservoirs are the same. These two statements can be proved by demonstrating that the violation of either statement results in the violation of second law of thermodynamics. Now let us take the reverse of this. We assume that the irreversible heat engine has more efficiency than the reversible heat engine. We assume, in violation of first Carnot principle, we assume that the irreversible heat engine is more efficient than the reversible one and thus delivers more work than the reversible one. Now let the reversible heat engine be reversed and operate as a refrigerator. This refrigerator will receive a work input of W reversible and reject heat to the high temperature reservoir. Since the refrigerator is rejecting heat in the amount of QH to the high temperature reservoir and the irreversible heat engine is receiving the same amount of heat engine from the reservoir, the net heat exchange for this reservoir is 0. Thus it could be eliminated by having the refrigerator discharge QH directly into the irreversible heat engine. So what we can do here in this statement, what he is saying, that we had a reversible and irreversible heat engine operating between same reservoir. So we have high temperature source and low temperature source. A reversible heat engine is operating whose work is irreversible. This is the reversible heat engine work, that is W irreversible. It will lose QL irreversible amount of heat to the low reservoir. Now we can take another reversible heat engine, or you can say it is your reversible heat engine which will take QH amount of heat. It will produce W reversible amount of work and it will reject QL to the reservoir. So because it is a reversible heat engine, so it can be reversed. So when this will reverse, it will act as a refrigerator. Because it is reversed, now it will act as a refrigerator. It will take QL amount of heat from reservoir and it will reject QH amount heat to the high temperature reservoir. So it means now considering the refrigerator and irreversible engine together, we have an engine that produces a net work in the amount W irreversible minus W reversible. Means you can combine these two irreversible heat exchanger, or you can say irreversible heat engine with the reversible heat engine or refrigerator. When you combine these two, we will get combined heat engine plus refrigerator, because refrigerator is supplying QH amount of heat to the reservoir and this reservoir is supplying QH amount of heat to the reversible heat engine. So you can eliminate this reservoir, you can remove it, because QH is supplied back and QH is taken. So you can just eliminate, they can supply heat to each other. Means this refrigerator can supply this heat to the irreversible heat engine. So after combination, when this is connected to the here, you will get this combined heat engine plus refrigerator. So after combining, you will get this equation here, QL reversible minus QL irreversible and W reversible irreversible minus W reversible. Because we know Now considering the refrigerant and reversible engine together, we have an engine that produces a net work in amount W reversible minus W reversible while exchanging heat with a single reservoir, a violation of Kelvin-Planck statement of the second law. Now this is here is the violation of second law, means a refrigerator, this system is working just by taking heat from the low temperature reservoir and it is producing work. So this is total violation of your Kelvin-Planck statement of second law. Therefore our initial assumption that efficiency of reversible greater than efficiency of reversible is incorrect, means this assumption which we had taken at the initial point, this is incorrect. If this is an incorrect assumption, it means reverse of this is true, which means efficiency of a reversible engine is always greater than efficiency of irreversible engine, means this reversible engine has more efficiency as compared to irreversible engine, and whatever the efficiency is given by the reversible heat engine is the maximum efficiency which you can obtain, means all the reversible heat engine will have the same maximum amount of efficiency. Then we conclude that no heat engine can be more efficient than a reversible heat engine operating between the same reservoirs. The second Carnot principle can also be proved in a similar manner. This time let us replace the irreversible engine by another reversible engine that is more efficient and thus delivers more work than the first reversible engine. So you can see here we had two engines, a reversible heat engine, another reversible heat engine, and both have the same efficiency. All reversible heat engine operating between same temperature reservoir has the same efficiency. By following through the same reasoning, we end up having an engine that produces a net amount of work while exchanging heat with a single reservoir, which is violation of second law. Therefore we conclude no reversible heat engine can be more efficient than a reversible one operating between same temperature reservoir, regardless of how the cycle is completed or the kind of work fluid is used. The thermodynamic temperature scale, a temperature scale that is independent of the properties of the substance that are used to measure temperature, is called a thermodynamic temperature scale. Such a temperature scale offers great convenience in thermodynamic calculations. Its derivation is given below using some reversible heat engine. The second Carnot principle discussed states that all reversible heat engines have the same thermal efficiency when operating between the same two reservoirs. That is, the efficiency of a reversible engine is independent of the working fluid employed and its properties, the way the cycle is executed, or the type of reversible engine used. Since energy reservoirs are characterized by their temperatures, the thermal efficiency of reversible heat engine is function of reservoir temperature only. So you can see here we have a thermal energy reservoir at temperature T1, thermal energy reservoir at low temperature T3. So we had two types of processes here, two types of heat engine. One is taking Q1 heat, producing WA work and rejecting Q2 heat, and then Q2 heat is supplied to the B engine, then it rejects Q3 heat. The second is we have single engine which will take Q1 amount of heat and rejects Q3 amount of heat, producing WC amount of work. Now efficiency thermal is dependent on 1 minus lower temperature by higher temperature. In these relations, the TL and H and TL are the temperature of high and low temperature reservoir respectively. You can also say the efficiency is a function of higher temperature and lower temperature. So higher temperature and lower temperature, or QH and QL, is also a function of higher temperature and lower temperature. So that is, the efficiency of a reversible engine is independent of the working fluid employed and its properties, the way the cycle is executed, or the type of reversible engine used. Since energy reservoirs are characterized by their temperatures, the thermal efficiency of a reversible heat engine is a function of reservoir temperature only. So means efficiency is a function of only reservoir temperature. So now as we know this is a function of temperature, so the function form F, TH and TL can be developed with the help of three reversible heat engines shown in this figure. Engine A and C are supplied with the same amount of heat Q1 from the high temperature reservoir T1. engine C rejects Q through to the low temperature reservoir at T3. Engine B receives heat Q2 rejected by engine A at temperature T2 and rejects in the amount of Q3 to the reservoir at T3. The amounts of heat rejected by engine B and C must be the same. So whatever this heat rejection and this must be same. It means A and B can be combined into one reversible engine operating between the same reservoirs as engine C. Means this A engine and B engine can be combined and they can be equivalent to this reversible heat engine. So this can be done only since the heat input to engine C is the same as the heat input to the combined engine AB. Both systems must reject the same amount of heat. It means Q1 by Q2 is a function of T1 T2, Q2 by Q3 is a function of T2 T3, and Q1 by Q3 which is for C engine, which is a function of T1 and T3. Now consider the identity. This equation here Q1 by Q3 can be written as in this form. You can multiply and divide by Q2. Now this Q1 by Q2 you can put here, and this Q2 by Q3 you can put here. The final, which is f function of T1 T3 is equal to function of T1 T2 dot function of T2 3. We had this equation here. A careful examination of this equation reveals that the left hand side is a function of T1 T3 and therefore the right hand side must be also be a function of T1 T3. Means if this side is a function of temperature 1 highest temperature and the T3 lowest temperature, this side also must be a function of T1 T3. It means this can only happen in one way if this Ft1 by T2 is in this form of fraction, means function of temperature divided by function of temperature T2, and if this Ft2 T3 is in this form, that's a function of T2 and T3. So when you put these two equations here, you will get the final equation, which is function of T1 T2 is equal to phi T1 by phi 3. So by putting these two values, this and this in this equation, and putting this value as Q1 by Q3, you will get Q1 by Q3 is equal to function of T1 T3. So this relation is much more specific for the functional form of Q1 by Q3 in terms of T1 T3. For a reversible heat engine operating between two reservoirs at temperature TH and TL can be written as, so you can replace this T1 by T3 by your two reservoirs, that is highest temperature and lowest temperature. So this is the only requirement that the second law places on the ratio of heat transfer to the and from the reversible heat engine. Several functions satisfy this equation and the choice is completely arbitrary. So Lord Kelvin first proposed taking phi t is equal to T. He proposed that this phi t can be replaced with T. So the thermodynamic temperature scale, which form the basis of thermodynamic temperature scale, it means QH by QL for reversible cycle is equal to TH by TL. This temperature scale is called Kelvin scale, this one, and the temperature on this scale are called absolute temperature. On the Kelvin scale, the temperature ratios depend on ratios of heat transfer between a reversible heat engine and the reservoirs and are independent of the physical properties of any substance. On this scale, temperature vary between 0 and infinity. So this is about your Carnot principle and the thermodynamic temperature scale. Subscribe this channel, like this video, and thank you for watching this video.